friends! Welcome to the Body Freedom Academy podcast, and I'm your host, Rico, your body freedom coach. I hope you have enjoyed the first episode, and if you do, please remember to share with your friends and family so that more people can hear about this podcast, because I'll be talking about breaking society expectation, finding your physical freedom, and showing up more authentically in your life. Let's get to today's topic. The title is Getting Out of the Victim Mindset. Have you find yourself staying stuck in a victim mindset? We all have been through negative situations, challenges, and put ourselves in a situation that we don't want ourselves to be. We are stuck in the negative spiral emotion, and sometimes we blame others for what has happened to us. We even blame ourselves. I want to share my story of how I stay stuck in the victim mindset and how I get out of it. In the past, I always blame my ex-husband or my ex-boyfriend for what has happened to me. I blame him for his action and his behavior to cause me my misery. And I also blame myself for allowing things to be happen to me. I hope that things can change, and I hope that I can do something differently in the past, but I didn't. And I remember when I share my story online as a divorcee, when I share on it in social media for the first time, I put myself in a victim mindset. I blame my ex-husband for what he said that caused me to be very low self-esteem, to not have the confidence that I want. So I put all the blame on him. Until my mentor see the video and coach me out of a victim mindset to a victor mindset. She asked me if I can take the responsibility that everything is happening for me instead of to me. And what is the lesson that I can learn from the past? What is all these past stories telling me? How I can do better, what I can change, what mindset shift I can have the breakthrough. So once I know that I have a power to change from a victim mindset and take control of what has happened to me, I have a breakthrough. I'm able to be responsible for what has happened, my past, the consequences. I take all the consequences. I'm responsible for it. And I know now that I have the power to change my story. I have the power to rewrite a new chapter of my life. And I can change my thoughts and my emotion and set an intention to what I want to be. So this awareness helps me, and I want to share with you some tips that you can start to do to break out of your victim mindset. So one of it, step one, is to be aware that when you are sharing your stories, when you are sharing your negative challenges, are you blaming yourself? And are you blaming others for what has happened to you? Can you see what is the challenges trying to teach you? So first is to be aware that you are staying stuck in the past and staying stuck in the victim mindset. So step two, what I want you to do is to write a letter of forgiveness. I want to share another story of this forgiveness letter. I first completed this exercise when I was in a business coaching session in a 3-day workshop. At the end of the 3-day workshop, my mentor asked us to do and write this letter of forgiveness, to forgive all the people that we have blamed and to forgive ourselves. So I wrote a letter of forgiveness. I forgive my ex-partner, all the ex-boyfriend that I had, and I even forgive my parents because sometimes I blame them for what has happened to me. And I forgive myself. So there's a huge breakthrough. I cried so hard that day when I write the last letter to myself. I forgive myself that things have happened to me. So I write to myself as a wiser person, a future self to me, that Rico, I forgive you of the things that you have done, for the things that happened to you. You are not a victim. You are not to blame. You are worthy. You are worthy as a human being and you can do greater things. So when I write the letter to myself, I release so much tension, so much emotion. And it is said that when you break down, you will have your next breakthrough. And the breakthrough is leveling up your consciousness and diving deeper to your subconsciousness. The third step is to having more self-compassion to yourself. Don't take yourself too hard. Don't beat yourself up for what has happened. And just enjoy the journey of self-discovering, understanding more about yourself, what might be your past trauma, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to talk to someone, and even invest in a coach if you need to. Take one step at a time. The first step might be just writing all the negative emotions. You don't have to do anything, just do a journaling and write down all the things that you think your limiting beliefs are, all the thoughts that you have for yourself. And lastly, know that you have the power to change the future. So I want to summarize today's important podcast to help you shift from victim mindset to a victor mindset. First, be aware if you are putting yourself in a victim mindset. Second, do an exercise, write a letter of forgiveness to the people that you blame, and also write a letter of forgiveness to yourself. Third, have self-compassion. Take one step at a time. So I hope you have find some inspiration and some takeaway from this podcast. If you have enjoyed this podcast, please do remember to share with your friends and your family. I appreciate your support. And that's all, guys. I hope you have a great week ahead. See you in the next episode. Bye.